Maternity is getting company inside one's skin. Hello everyone, welcome back to UN College Digital Class, and we are discussing on maternal mortality and already discussed in our previous class on what is maternal mortality, different causes of maternal mortality and how to prevent maternal mortality, and also discuss on measures of maternal mortality, means how we can measure maternal mortality. And now in this class we will discuss on different approaches to measure maternal mortality and also discuss on actions for safe motherhood. First we will discuss approaches to measure maternal mortality, means through some approaches we can measure maternal mortality ratio or maternal mortality issues. First one is civil registration system. Under this system, routine registration of birth and death, continuous registration of birth and death, means timely birth registration and death registration of maternal mortality. Then household survey. Household survey which helps us to getting information on maternal mortality issues or maternal mortality cases, because through household survey we can interact with the family members and community members, and we can question and we can interview on maternal mortality cases, and we can get data on maternal mortality issue. Third one is sisterhood methods. Interviewing a representative sample of respondent about the survival of all their adult sisters. Under this method, we can question or we can interview on, and including some questions like how many sisters have you ever heard being born from same mother, and how many sisters are reached 15 years old, and from them how many sisters are getting died or how many sisters are alive. And also we can ask question how many sisters are getting died at the time of pregnancy or after childbirth or after 6 months of end of the pregnancy. And some questions and all these factors are not included in some cases. If total fertility rate is more than 4 per family, or death arises or death occurs due to any civil war, then this is not including these questions. Next, reproductive age mortality studies. Identifying and investigating the causes of all deaths of women of reproductive age group in a defined area. Use triangulation of different sources of data on death of women of reproductive age group coupled with record review and verbal autopsy to identify maternal death. Best way to estimate MMR or maternal mortality ratio. Under this, we can identify or we can investigate the causes or the reasons behind the maternal mortality issues, and also it's a best way to calculate or to estimate maternal mortality ratio. Next one is verbal autopsy, used to assign cause of death through interview with family or community members. Under this approach, we can interact with the family members or community members and interview them to know about the different causes of death at the reproductive age or at the time of pregnancy or at the time of childbirth. Then census. National census with addition of a limited number of questions. Next one is routine household interview of mortality with medical evaluation. Enhanced form of verbal autopsy, random resampling of fieldwork by an independent team for maintaining. Field staff will collect major symptoms, narrative of events leading to death. To independent trained physician will examine the report. It's also a household interview. Through this approach, we can interact, we can interview the family members and community members to know about the data, to get the data about maternal mortality. And also there is appointed field staff to collect data on different regions and different effects of maternal mortality, and also appointed two physicians to examine the report which is collected by the field worker from the interview or at the time of interview from the family members or community members. Actions for safe motherhood. First is legislative and policy actions. Second is society and community, and third one is health sector. First we will discuss on legislative and policy actions. Legislative and policy actions, there is some initiatives in India: Family Planning Program 1952, MTP Act established in 1971, Family Welfare enacted in 1977, CSSM means Child Survival and Safe Motherhood Program in 1992, RCH means Reproductive and Child Health Program, JSY means Janani Suraksha Yojana. Next is Vande Mataram scheme and Emergency Obstetric Care, and also EOC, Emergency Operations Center. First we will discuss on Family Planning Program which is enacted in 1952. India was the first country in the world to have launched a national program for family planning in 1952. Over the decades, the program has undergone transformation in terms of policy and actual program implementation, and currently being repositioned to not only achieve population stabilization goals but also promote reproductive health and reduce maternal, infant and child mortality and morbidity. Under the program, public health sector provides various family planning services at various levels of health system. You all know that our country, India, is a overpopulated country, and family planning method always help us to control population growth. And under this program, it includes to reduce maternal mortality and infant mortality and child mortality rate, and it was enacted in 1952. Under different public health sectors, is providing different family planning services to providing health service to the family members. Next is MTP Act, means Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. The Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act enacted in 1971, which provides the legal framework for making CAC, means Comprehensive Abortion Care Services, available in India. Termination of pregnancy is permitted for a broad range of conditions up to 20 weeks of gestation as detailed below. When continuation of pregnancy is a risk to the life of a pregnant woman or could cause grave injury to her physical or mental health. If it causes any physical or mental health to the pregnant woman. And next is when there is substantial risk that the child, if born or dead, would be seriously handicapped due to physical or mental abnormalities. If the child will be seriously handicapped due to any physical or mental issues, then also termination is granted. When pregnancy is caused due to rape or presumed to cause grave injury to the mental health of the woman. If pregnancy caused due to any sexually harassed issues like rape. When pregnancy is caused due to failure of contraceptives used by a married woman or her husband, like presumed to constitute grave injury to mental health of the woman. If pregnancy causes due to any failure of contraceptives used by a married woman or her husband. And it specified who can terminate the pregnancy and till when the pregnancy can be terminated, and also includes where pregnancy can be terminated. And under this act, providing legal and safe abortion or safe termination to the pregnant woman. Next is family welfare. Family welfare includes not only planning of birth but the welfare of whole family by means of total family health care. The welfare program has high priority in India because its success depends upon the quality of life of all citizens. The concept of welfare is basically related to quality of life. In 1977, the government of India designated the National Family Planning Program and also changed the name of the Ministry of Health and Family Planning to Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Under this family welfare program, it includes some objectives like it emphasizes on use of adequate supply of contraceptions for safe abortion and also medically termination, and it includes to promote adoption of small family norm, because you all know that small family is a happy family, to promote use of spacing methods in between one child and second child. And under this family welfare program, it try to reduce maternal mortality, infant mortality and child mortality issues from our country. Next program is CSSM program, which is Child Survival and Safe Motherhood program. The CSSM program attempts to deliver the maternal and child health services as a package program considering the total needs of mothers and children during health and disease. The program was launched in 100 districts of the country. India has high maternal mortality and high infant mortality, and major reasons are poor quality services and inaccessibility, female illiteracy or lack of education for female, poverty, unemployment. These are some major reasons, and also poor rapport with health workers. These are some major issues, major causes behind the maternal mortality issue. And also the general objective of this program is to reduce maternal mortality, infant mortality and child mortality, and to improve maternal health at the village level, because in village level the women are not aware about maternal health, how to take care at the time of pregnancy or at the time of childbirth or after childbirth. So to improve the lifestyle of women at the time of pregnancy and at the time of childbirth. Also try to prevent polio eradication and try to prevent the death rate of child or maternal mortality cases due to different disease or measles. Reproductive and child health. In this program, in the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India designed an innovative name-based system, that is Reproductive and Child Health, which is RCH portal, to capture information on all RCH related services including family planning, maternal health, child health and immunization. Reproductive and child health has been designed for early identification and tracking of the individual beneficiary throughout the reproductive life cycle. Application facilitates timely delivery of full component of antenatal, postnatal and delivery services and tracking of children for complete immunization services. Through RCS services, government plan to reduce infant mortality rate and maternal mortality rate, and also ensure quality services for pregnant and for child to improve the lifestyle of pregnant women and children. Also it includes postnatal care and antenatal care, because at the time of pregnancy and at the time of childbirth and after childbirth there is need of care of the woman. So reproductive and child health services provided services for improve the lifestyle of women and child. Next program is Janani Suraksha Yojana. Janani Suraksha Yojana is a safe motherhood intervention under the National Health Mission. It is being implemented with the objective of reducing maternal and neonatal mortality by promoting institutional delivery among 4 pregnant women. The scheme launched on 12th April 2005 by the Honorable Prime Minister is under implementation in all states and union territories with a special focus on low performing states, which is LPS. Janani Suraksha Yojana is a centrally sponsored scheme which integrates cash assistance with delivery and post-delivery care. The Yojana has identified accredited social health activists, means ASHA workers, as an effective link between the government and pregnant women. This scheme focuses on poor pregnant women of rural area, because in rural areas the people belongs from poor family, and those who are not get medical facilities at the right time, and also they can't afford nutritional food or dietary habits. So this program give importance on that type of person, means who are belongs from poor family. And under Janani Suraksha Yojana, there is facilities provided through financial assistance. Janani Suraksha Yojana program launched in 2015 for reducing maternal mortality and neonatal mortality and infant mortality. In some states, there is a low rate of institutional deliveries, and these states known as LPS, means low performing state, and other states are known as high performing state. So in low performing states, there is importance on poor women who are pregnant. Janani Suraksha Yojana is tracking each pregnancy and each beneficiary registered under this Yojana, and they have Janani Suraksha Yojana card along with maternal child health card. And eligibility for cash assistance under Janani Suraksha Yojana is they have BPL certification and required in all high performing states also. And all pregnant women have to delivering in government health centers. After that, they can take financial assistance. And also appointed ASHA workers to help the pregnant women at the time of pregnancy and at the time of childbirth. This is cash assistance chart. Under category, there is two category. One is LPS and second one is HPS. LPS means low performing state and HPS means high performing state. In rural areas, there is mother's package in LPS, means low performing states, is 1400, and ASHA's package is 600. Total package is 2000. And in urban areas of low performing state is mother's package is 1000 and ASHA's package is 400, and total amount is 1400. And in high performing states, there is mother's package is 700 and ASHA's package is 600, and total package is 1300. And in high performing state, but in urban areas, this will differ. Mother's package is 600 and ASHA's package is 400. Total package is 1000. Out of 600 of ASHA's package, 300 is for component of institutional care delivery and 300 is for antenatal care. And in urban areas, ASHA's package is rupees 400. Out of 400, 200 is component of antenatal care and 200 is for institutional delivery. Next program is Vande Mataram scheme. Free OPD services including antenatal checkup would be made available to all pregnant women. Vande Mataram scheme would also extend family planning counseling to new mothers regularly from the public and private healthcare platform on the 9th day of every month. Under this scheme, free OPD services and antenatal checkup available for pregnant women, and also providing counseling at the time of pregnancy on family counseling on the 9th day of each month of pregnancy to aware the people about proper family planning process and about counseling on medical termination program and also safe abortion if needed. Then emergency obstetric care, EMOC. Emergency care provided to treat, save the life of a woman experiencing a complication of pregnancy or childbirth. Components of EMOC include the administration of parenteral antibiotics, administration of intravenous fluid using a vacuum extractor or forceps to assist vaginal birth, manual removal of a placenta, removing the products of conception following a miscarriage or abortion, and for comprehensive emergency obstetric care, performing cesarean section surgery to deliver a baby or giving a blood transfusion. Emergency care provided at the time of complications, at the time of pregnancy or at the time of childbirth, and if any emergency needed at the time of childbirth, then doctor can prescribe for cesarean section surgery to deliver a baby and also can prescribe for blood transfusion. Next is Emergency Operations Center, EOC. An Emergency Operations Center is a central command and control facility responsible for carrying out the principles of emergency preparedness and emergency management. If any emergency care needed, then there is Emergency Operations Center, and also facilities provided to the pregnant woman at the time of childbirth and at the time of pregnancy if emergency preparedness is necessary. Next action is society and community actions. Under this action, first is national, regional and district safe motherhood committees. There is a committee which is working on national, regional and district. Next is health facility and community committee. Committee formed on providing health facility and raising awareness and danger signs. Raise awareness among the people, among the community on different danger signs at the time of pregnancy or at the time of childbirth or after childbirth. Next one is provisioning facilities for clean deliveries. Provide facilities at the time of delivery or for clean delivery or stay in clean environment. Then TBS means trained birth attendants, remote and inaccessible areas, because in some remote and inaccessible areas there is no doctor and there is no CSC and PSC facilities available at the emergency time. So there is need of trained birth attendants. Next is improving maternal nutrition. To improve the maternal health, there is need of proper nutrition and proper dietary habits for a pregnant woman. Next is addressing certain diseases like malaria, TB, RTI or STI. RTI means respiratory tract infection and STI means sexually transmitted infections. HIV, AIDS and hepatitis. Next, last one is preventing unwanted births and reducing unsafe abortion. Means to prevent unwanted birth, use of contraceptions and also reduce unsafe abortions. Next, health sector actions means actions taken by health sectors. Under this sector, first is antenatal clinics. In antenatal clinics, there is providing antenatal care to the pregnant woman. Next is EOC means Emergency Operation Centers, skilled birth attendants, means in emergency operation centers there is need of skilled birth attendants or experienced birth attendants. Third one is postnatal care, means care provided to the mother and also to the child after childbirth. Next one is abortion services, means medical termination services and also safe abortion services and proper care after abortion also. Then providing iron and folic acid and injection TT for the mother. Last one is family planning, which we had already discussed on family planning programs. No woman should die whilst bringing life into the world. It means women are bringing life to the world. So, no one should die because of any maternal health or because of any issues related health. In our previous class, we had already discussed on maternal mortality. So go through previous video, and in this class we had already discussed on different approaches to measure maternal mortality and also discussed on actions for safe motherhood. So go through it, and if any query, then you can ask through message box. Thank you.